The well gaped like a starving maw, its depths whispering for blood. Daniel gripped the baby, her skin a ghastly white, her eyes blazing red. His trembling hands hovered over the darkness below. He'd come to kill the curse he believed she carried, to erase the betrayal he thought stained her very flesh. But as thunder cracked overhead, her tiny wail pierced his soul, and a chilling truth settled in. Some sins don't drown so easily. Please subscribe to this channel to support us, it's free, thank you. For 10 long years, Daniel and Hannah had knelt in the dust of their small village home, pleading with the heavens for a child. 10 years of whispered prayers, empty cribs, and stifled tears, until one humid night, a newborn's cries finally broke the silence. But when Daniel gazed into the cradle, his joy twisted into confusion, then erupted into rage. The baby girl, Zina, was an albino, her skin glowing like moonlight, her eyes a startling red, her hair white as snow. In all his lineage, there was no trace of such a child. "This can't be mine," he hissed, his voice cutting through the thick air like a blade. Hannah cradled their daughter, weeping bitterly as she swore her fidelity, but Daniel's doubt festered like an open wound. He couldn't fathom why her joy mingled with sorrow. No matter how she pleaded, he refused to believe her, and their once warm home grew cold. His suspicion hardened into loathing. And soon, he couldn't even glance at Zina without a shadow darkening his face. Their house became a battlefield, love replaced by bitter silences and sharp accusations. One stormy night, as the wind held a warning, Daniel made a fateful choice, to end it all, believing it would bring peace back to their lives, or so he thought. While Hannah slept, worn out from tears and endless blame, he crept to Zina's crib. The baby's tiny chest rose and fell, unaware of the tempest raging in her father's heart. With shaking hands, he lifted her, her small body limp in his grasp, and slipped out into the night. The village well, deep, ancient, and said to swallow secrets, loomed ahead, its stone edges slick with rain. He stood there, the wind clawing at his resolve, Zina's faint whimpers lost to the thunder. Just one drop, he thought, and this nightmare ends. But fate intervened. A creak of the door, a gasp, Hannah's scream shattered the night as she stumbled outside, her nightgown soaked, eyes wide with terror as lightning flashed. "Daniel, no!" She lunged, tearing Zina from his arms, her sobs blending with the rain. He staggered back, shame and fury battling within him, as Hannah clutched their daughter and fled into the storm. The village roads were treacherous, mud gripping her feet, but Hannah ran, away from the man she'd loved, away from the well's hungry jaws. Yet the darkness had teeth of its own. As she plunged deeper into the bush, shadows stirred, hooded figures chanting low, their blades glinting in the storm's fleeting light. Ritualists, hunting the night for offerings. Hannah didn't see them until it was too late. A scream, a flash of steel, and she fell, blood pooling in the mud. Zina slipped from her arms, her pale form crumpling beside her, weak and still. The attackers paused, eyeing the child. "Too weak," one grunted, kicking her aside. "She's already gone." They turned back to Hannah, knives raised for the kill, when a fierce dog leaped from the shadows, snarling. The ritualists scattered in fear. Jonah Okoro, a farmer returning late from his fields, had seen the attack and unleashed his dog to drive them off. His lantern swung wildly as he rushed forward, boots crunching on dry leaves. The ritualists were gone, leaving Hannah bleeding and unconscious. Jonah knelt beside her, his rough hands gentle as he checked her and the child. Hannah's breaths were faint, her body torn, but life still flickered within her. He carried them both to his humble cottage on the village's edge and nursed her wounds with the steady hands of a man who'd mended his own scars too often. Days stretched into weeks, and Hannah healed slowly, her body etched with jagged scars where the blades had struck. Zina, frail yet fierce, clung to life, her red eyes gazing at the world with quiet intensity. Jonah, a widower who'd lost his family to fever, welcomed them without question. The village buzzed with whispers of ghosts and curses, but Jonah's stern glare silenced them. Hannah stayed, her spirit as scarred as her skin, raising Zina in the shadow of that night. She never spoke of Daniel, never returned to the home they'd shared. Zina grew up calling Jonah her father, though his gruff kindness couldn't erase the haunting dreams that stirred her sleep, visions of storms, screams, and a well that waited. 20 years passed, and Zina grew into a woman of quiet strength. Her albino skin shone against the village's dark earth, her red eyes sharp and searching. Driven to heal what was broken, she left for the city to study medicine. Now, she was back in Otoro, working at the small clinic that served the village and beyond. Her hands were steady, her heart kind, but her past remained a door she seldom unlocked. One evening, after a grueling day at the clinic, Zina returned home, her white coat draped over her arm, her face weary. The cottage glowed with warmth, the scent of stew drifting from the stove. Hannah sat at the table, her scarred hands mending a torn shirt with care. Zina set her bag down and pulled out a patient file, her voice soft but resolute. "Mama, I offered to donate blood to a patient today," she said, laying the papers out. "He's critical, no family matches in the system. Look here." She pointed to the chart, blood type, medical history, name. "I'm the only compatible donor we've found. I need to save him, but I wanted to tell you first. You've always taught me to help those in need." Hannah's eyes darted to the page. Her needle froze, and the shirt slipped from her lap. The name glared up at her, Daniel Okoro. Her breath caught, the room tilting as memories clawed free. Daniel, her husband, the man who'd tried to kill their child, who'd driven them into that deadly night. "You can't give your blood to him," she whispered, her voice cold and firm. "Mama, are you serious?" Zina asked, stunned. "You've always said to help others, that we never know what tomorrow holds. This is a chance to save a life. If we don't act soon, he'll die. I want to help him." I said no. Hannah's voice rose to a scream, raw with emotion. Zina flinched, fear sparking in her chest. She'd never seen her mother like this. She knew from experience to step back when tempers flared, so she retreated to her room, showered, and scrolled through her phone. Later, Hannah entered quietly. "My Zina," she began, her tone gentle now, "I'm so sorry for yelling. I didn't mean to lash out at you. Please forgive me." Zina, who knew her mother's tender heart, nodded. "But Mama, can we talk? It's not like you to turn away from someone in need." Hannah sighed, heavy and deep. "You're right, my daughter. I'd never stop you from doing good. But that man, he's your father, Zina. The one who tried to kill you, who nearly destroyed us both." Zina froze, the file shaking in her hands. "What?" she breathed, her mind spinning. "My father?" "But Jonah saved us," Hannah cut in, her voice breaking. "Daniel's the reason we ran. He thought you weren't his because of how you look. He tried to throw you into the well. I stopped him, and we fled, but the ritualists found us. They left me for dead, but Jonah brought us here and cared for us ever since." Zina's heart thundered as the fragments of her past clicked together, the dreams, the scars, the silence. "And now he's dying," she said, her voice hollow. "And I'm the only one who can save him." Hannah's haunted eyes met hers. "You owe him nothing, Zina. He abandoned us." The air grew thick with pain. Zina stared at the file, the name now a burden of history. She pictured the man in the clinic, frail and remorseful, muttering apologies to the air. But knowing his deeds, her kindness turned to ice. "He doesn't deserve my blood," she said, steady but fierce. "He left us to die." Hannah nodded, gripping her skirt. "He did. I've carried that night ever since." "But Zina," she softened, "you're not him. You're better. Follow your heart, my daughter. Whatever you choose, I'm with you," she said, tears brimming. Zina's throat tightened, her mother's words both solace and weight. She paced the room, her thoughts a storm fiercer than that long-ago night. She could let him die, burying the past, or save him and face the man who'd shaped her life with cruelty. The next morning, she returned to the clinic, her choice a knot in her chest. Daniel lay wheezing, ashen and weak, his eyes flickering open as she approached. She stood over him, her red eyes cold. "I know who you are," she said. "I know what you did." Tears welled in his sunken eyes. "Doctor, please, I'm in pain." "What do you mean?" "I don't know you." His voice trembled. "You don't? Do you know Hannah Zenans? Her daughter, Zena? What you did 20 years ago?" "Zena?" He rasped, realization breaking. "You're alive." "No thanks to you," she snapped, sharp as a blade. "You tried to kill me. You drove us into death's hands." "I was wrong," he sobbed. "I thought she betrayed me, that her longing for a child led her to infidelity. Please, forgive me." Zena's fists clenched, her mother's scars burning in her mind. "Forgiveness isn't mine to give," she said. "But my blood is." She nodded to the nurse. "Prepare the transfusion." As the needle pierced her skin, she watched the red line link them, a bond both holy and cursed. Daniel wept silently, grateful. Zena felt no warmth, only the chill of a debt settled. She left without a word, the clinic's halls echoing her steps. Outside, the sun dipped low, painting the village gold. Hannah waited by the gate, her scarred face lifted to the sky. Zena took her hand. "It's over," she murmured. Hannah squeezed back. "No, my love. For you, it's just the beginning." They walked home, the past shadows trailing, but lighter now. Days later, Uncle Uche visited Daniel in the hospital. "Son, I'm sorry we couldn't help with the transfusion, but thank God someone did. You're not our blood. Your father, my brother, adopted you. Your real parents were albinos, shunned when you were born without it. They left you at an orphanage, and that's where you became a Thompson. So, who saved you?" "My daughter," Daniel said, regret thick in his voice. "Your daughter?" Uche frowned. "How? You never remarried after Hannah." "Convinced she cheated." Tears fell. "I was wrong. Hannah was true. Zena's mine. I rejected her for her albinism, not knowing my own roots. She's the doctor who gave me her blood." He wailed. "I told you to check the facts back then," Uche said. "I wish I had," Daniel sobbed. Discharged, Daniel went to Jonah's cottage, heart pounding with fear and hope. He knocked. Hannah opened the door, stunned. "Daniel," she whispered, wary. "Hannah," he croaked. "I'm sorry. For everything. Zena saved me, despite what I did." Her gaze softened, but pain lingered. "She's better than you ever were," she said. He nodded, crying. "I know. Thank you for raising her. I want to make amends." Zena appeared. Her red eyes cool. "Mr. Daniel," she said. "Or father?" He flinched. "I don't deserve it. I failed you. I'm sorry. I want to be better, if you'll let me." She looked to Hannah, who nodded. "Trust is earned," Zena said. "But maybe we can start slow." "Thank you," he breathed. As he turned, she added, "Your parents were albinos," Uncle Uche said. "Yes." She smiled faintly. "So, my albinism's in your blood too." His eyes widened. "Life comes full circle," she said. "Maybe we can all heal." He left, hope flickering. At home, Zena and Hannah sat together. "Will he change?" Zena asked. Hannah sighed. "He was good once, until you came. Everyone deserves a chance. Your heart's big enough to give it." Zena leaned on her shoulder. I learned from the best, she whispered. In Otoro, a new chapter began, of forgiveness, healing, and family's enduring strength. And that, dear listeners, is the story of Zena, Hannah, and Daniel, a journey through pain, redemption, and forgiveness. Share your thoughts below, like, share, and subscribe for more stories that touch the soul. Thank you for listening.